Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into the ultimate engineering blueprint. We're talking about that absolutely crucial, high-stakes interface between fragile, microscopic logic processors and the roaring, raw, destructive power of the electrical grid that runs our modern world. One wrong move here, and the grid wins. Think about it for a second. How exactly does a tiny 5-volt silicon chip safely command a massive 240-volt city streetlight without, well, instantly bursting into flames? Because unless you like the smell of burning silicon, we definitely need a solid plan. It's the classic engineering battle, brains versus brawn, and solving it is the key to all modern automation.
Imagine a sprawling, automated city street at night. Behind every single one of those glowing lights is a serious physics puzzle. We're talking about millions of lights across a massive energy grid. The goal? Intelligent, energy-efficient systems that operate totally on their own, saving cities millions of dollars and drastically cutting carbon footprints. But to achieve that incredible scale, we have to somehow safely bridge low-voltage logic with high-voltage reality.
Section 1. Brains versus brawn. Microcontroller versus mains.
Let's officially meet our competitors in this electrical balancing act. In one corner, we have the brains, modern microcontrollers like the Arduino Uno or the ESP32. An Arduino Uno's general-purpose input/output pin can supply a maximum of just 40 milliamps at exactly 5 volts. That's a tiny trickle of power. But in the other corner, we have the brawn, heavy-duty AC mains power that runs household and commercial appliances. These demand multiple amps of current at 120 or 240 volts AC. The mismatch here is just staggering. The microcontroller brain is incredibly brilliant and efficient at math and logic, but electrically speaking, it is severely weak. It simply cannot lift the heavy loads.
And here is where things get genuinely dangerous. If you try to bypass the rules and directly connect that fragile brain to the brawn of a streetlight, you aren't just looking at a minor software glitch. Oh no, you are looking at permanent component failure, massive voltage spikes traveling backward, and real-world fire hazards. Those sensitive microscopic logic gates will be literally instantly vaporized.
Section 2. Inside the relay. Electromechanical design.
Okay, let's dive into this. We need a strong companion to intervene, right? We need a sturdy middleman that can take the whispered commands of the brain and safely throw the heavy switches of the brawn. That essential bridge is the electromechanical relay. At the micro level, this uses basic electromagnetism. There are 5 core components inside that protective housing. First up, the coil, which is just a tight spool of copper wire wrapped around an iron core. Right above it is the armature, a tiny movable metal lever. There's a mechanical return spring holding it in place, and finally, your fixed and moving electrical contacts at the top. When the weak microcontroller sends a tiny bit of current through the coil, that coil temporarily magnetizes. This acts like a tiny tractor beam, physically pulling that armature lever down with a very satisfying click.
Now, on the high-voltage side of the relay module, you have a standardized 3-terminal block. You've got your common terminal, or COM, where your main power line enters. Then you have normally open, or NO, and normally closed, or NC. Think of this setup like a train track switch or a drawbridge. When that coil we just talked about is energized, it literally pulls the moving drawbridge away from its default resting position, totally changing where that heavy power flows down the tracks.
All right, quick quiz time. What exactly is the difference between these NO and NC terminals? Take a guess. Well, the normally closed, or NC terminal, actually allows electricity to flow to the load by default, right out of the box, until the relay is explicitly turned on to break the circuit. The normally open terminal is the exact opposite. It acts like a raised drawbridge, remaining completely disconnected from power until you trigger it to close.
Section 3. Electrical isolation, ensuring system safety.
And this brilliantly illustrates our next challenge. Having a physical switch is a great start, but we also need invisible shields. We absolutely have to implement strict electrical isolation to protect our fragile microcontroller from the brutal, unpredictable forces of the high-voltage line it's controlling. You see, when you cut power to that relay coil, its magnetic field suddenly collapses. Physics dictates that this rapid collapse creates a sudden, massive reverse voltage spike called back EMF. If that high-voltage spike travels back down your control wire, say goodbye to your microcontroller. To solve this, relay driver circuits feature a flyback diode wired in parallel with the coil. This little hero component catches that lethal reverse current and safely redirects it so it dissipates harmlessly. So, based on that chaotic, collapsing magnetic field we just covered, what is the function of the flyback diode? That's right. It acts as a critical safety device, absorbing and redirecting that massive high-voltage spike created by the collapsing magnetic field. It keeps your delicate logic board perfectly protected from the backlash. High-grade relay boards go one step further to achieve ultimate safety by integrating an optocoupler isolation layer. This is fascinating. An optocoupler uses an internal infrared LED that shines across an enclosed microscopic void to activate a light-sensitive phototransistor on the other side. Because the control command travels across that gap purely as light waves, there is literally zero physical electrical connection between the low-voltage brain and the high-voltage relay coil. We're talking total optical isolation.
Section 4. Sensing the environment, smart automation.
All right, we've got our strong relay brawn and we have our optical safety shields. Now we need our perceptive guide. For a streetlight system to be truly smart and energy efficient, it can't just rely on rigid manual scheduling. It needs to accurately read its surrounding environment. Enter the light-dependent resistor, or LDR, also known as a photoresistor. This is the sensory brain of the smart streetlight. When bright daylight strikes the sensor's surface, external photons excite the semiconductor material and release free electrons. The result of this physics reaction is that the internal electrical resistance of the component drops extremely low, allowing current to flow easily.
But when the sun goes down and complete darkness hits the sensor, boom, the internal resistance skyrockets up to roughly 1 megaohm. That is a massive, dramatic scale of change happening completely passively, simply based on the presence or absence of light energy in the environment.
Let's put those extremes to the test. How does that LDR's resistance alter when shifting from a pitch-black room to bright, direct sunlight? The answer is that it plummets all the way from that 1 megaohm ceiling down to roughly 100 ohms. We pair this sensor with a fixed resistor to create a voltage divider, giving the microcontroller an analog signal it can actually monitor.
Section 5. Automation Workflow. Connecting the system. Now it's time to connect the brain, the guide, and the brawn all together into one highly efficient, practical automation system. Here is the non-blocking firmware logic loop that runs the entire show. Step 1. The LDR continuously samples the ambient light. Step 2. The microcontroller's analog-to-digital converter, or ADC, takes that changing analog voltage and translates it into a precise digital value the code can read. Step 3 is threshold evaluation. The brain evaluates if that digital value represents day or night based on the specific parameters in your code. Step 4. If the math says it's dark outside, the brain fires a GPIO command. And finally, Step 5. That tiny digital signal triggers the relay optocoupler, crossing the microscopic gap as light, snapping the heavy armature closed, and instantly turning on the massive street lamp.
Of course, before we wire up lethal mains power on a workbench, professional engineers prototype. Using a tool like Tinkercad for virtual simulation is a massive advantage. It allows you to validate your code logic, tweak your daylight thresholds, and test your wiring diagrams in a completely safe virtual space. Because trust me, you'd much rather see digital smoke on a screen than real smoke on your workbench. It completely eliminates the risk of loose breadboard bugs or accidentally frying your actual hardware while you're still figuring things out.
Section 6. Engineering Safety. Rules of the Road.
Once you're ready to transition out of the virtual simulation and assemble the physical components, electrical safety is absolute and non-negotiable. To empower you to build this safely, you need to follow the mandatory engineering rules of the road. First, the isolation rule. Always keep your low-voltage microcontroller logic lines completely physically separated from the high-voltage AC mains wiring on your desk. Don't let them cross. The power rule. Never touch bare terminals or alter your circuit while the AC cord is plugged in. Disconnect main power first, every single time. The insulation rule. All high-voltage AC wire terminals on your relay block must be tightly secured and completely wrapped in insulating tape to prevent accidental arcing. And finally, the component protection rule. Never try to power heavy inductive loads directly from the microcontroller's 5-volt pins. You must use a dedicated external power supply to prevent hardware crashes.
So the crucial point is this. Relays are the fundamental building blocks of modern automation. They are the essential bridge crossing the vast gap between low-power logic processors and high-power physical actions. Whether we're talking about a vast smart city network of interconnected streetlights conserving millions of dollars in energy, your smartphone controlling home air conditioning units from across the globe, or programmable logic controllers running heavy industrial factory pumps, relays make it happen. They are the silent heroes of the modern grid.
You now completely understand the electromagnetic physics, the vital safety isolation layers, and the exact firmware workflow needed to safely control immense real-world power with a microscopic chip. You have successfully conquered the smart streetlight. So what does this all mean for you? Well, what else in your world is just waiting to be automated? The blueprint is yours. Get out there and start engineering.